So, what's happening in your life then?
Oh, nothing much.
Nothing much.
Nothing much, just working and in the orchestra and stuff.
So tell me this. Don't worry about the camera, just pretend it's not there. But look, so your unit at the coast there, the market's got a rising market.
Yeah.
Things are getting more valuable.
Yeah,
they're going up in price.
Yeah, it's going up very fast because the big interest, because there's more interest, because the Commonwealth Games are coming next year and people are now having a good look. It's a year away now. So they're saying, ooh, that's a nice place. And so they're coming to have a look.
The prices are they're very hot.
They're rising, yeah.
They're not in this area where we live. They're not that hot, are they?
No, the agent said up there. The reason they're going up is because there's a lot of demand but not enough supply.
Okay.
So it's not a bad place to be.
Did you see that one of the big Canadian mortgage companies is on the verge of collapse?
Is it? Yeah. No, I didn't. Yeah. But why would a mortgage company? What do they do? What's a mortgage company? Because we don't have mortgage companies here.
Well, it's like a bank. It's like a home loan bank.
So what do they do?
They lend money to. They've got quite a bit of subprime exposure.
Yeah, but why are they going broke? What's their problem? Like,
because they have depositors. Depositors are taking their money out.
No, that's all right. They can refinance that. Interest rates are very low. But I think, see, I don't know.
They've got some big trouble because they can't refinance. They've got a package. Look, it's not fair I talk about it if I haven't shown you the article.
Yeah.
But, no, so Gold Coast, you may be looking at selling.
Yeah, selling a reasonable price. And that gives me a lot of... see, what happens in Australia is a silly system in that you have a person, let's suppose he's got a house like I've got, and he's got another, and he's got some money. So he's got 200,000.
Sure.
So, no, let's go 250,000 at money and as a car or something, 250,000. So with a house and 250,000, he can get a full pension. But once he sells that house, say for $1 million, and buys a 400,000 house,
he can't get the pension.
He's got 600,000 extra in cash and there's no pension. So there's a disincentive to sell your house. And
mind you, when he's got $1 million house and he's on a very small income, the upkeep of that house is very high.
High too. But like if he sits there for 10 years, if he can hold on to 10 years, the government's going to give him 250,000, isn't it? Yes. Over 10 years. Well, 300,000 because inflation. So he gets 300,000 for sitting there from the government, and if he sells, he gets nothing, and he's got to finance it all himself.
Yes.
So that's why people are not selling houses, and they've got all sorts of ideas and. There's all sorts of ideas, and they're talking negative gearing is no good. They're talking about land tax. They're talking. See, in some countries too, like in England in particular, I think they have a system where you don't own the land. The land's owned by a corporation or a government, so you don't own the land. You just own the house. So you pay rent for the house, for the land. You might pay $1,000 a year.
Sure.
Rent.
Sure.
And then all you own is the house, which is $250,000. That's why they're so cheap. See? Because you don't own the land. Whilst in Australia, you actually own the land. Now the land is very expensive. Whilst there, the land's owned by a corporation.
But in America you own the land, I think.
I don't know what the situation there is.
I'm pretty sure you own the land there.
Do you? It depends on... well, anyway, that's one of the reasons why Australia is like it is. And also, like you don't know this, but you know, in Sydney, they're saying they need 35,000 new houses a year to just keep in pace with growth. Now, so where's the growth coming from? Well, immigration. I think the immigration quota is 160,000 a year. Now, most of that, a lot of people go to Sydney because that's where the work is.
Sure.
So if 35,000, they want more houses in Sydney, that's obviously 160,000 people, might be 80,000 families.
Sure.
And they need to live somewhere and buy houses, or and even if it's cheap houses like bed sitters, or going out to Liverpool or something away from Sydney, or like in Brisbane, it's like might be in Ipswich. but they still need houses because the people
Sure.
from Ipswich then shift into Brisbane, and the new people come into Ipswich.
Yeah.
So there's a demand, and our house prices are quite high. And when they say, "Oh, it'll fall or whatever," there'll be a big bust. Well, probably it won't, and it can't because of the circumstances of what is our house. Because Zena, your sister has got a house in Manchester.
Yeah.
She doesn't own the land.
Is that right? Who owns that?
She's got a 99-year lease.
And that renews every time you buy it, or what?
No, 99-year lease and expires.
So what's her lease to?
Well, she's got another 80 years to go.
Oh, is that right?
Now,
And then when it expires, they get the house back.
well, yeah, because the house is on the land, therefore.
So they don't own it.
Well, they do. You mortgage it. The bank lends you money against it because it's worth money.
Yeah.
In the short term, it's good. Now, what happens in practice is that, you think about it. After 99 years, houses are not too good. It's a long time. So the house might want to be best to knock down.
Sure.
But if you can fix it up, what they do then, they extend the lease. You get another 99 years, another 50 years.
But then how much does the house cost to buy then? You're open on the open market, or do you get a discount because you're residing there?
Well, I suppose, look, if you're buying a house with 3 years left on the lease,
you wouldn't be paying much.
You won't be paying much because in 3 years' time you can be asked to leave.
You can. It's not really.
I've never studied English law, English property law. I don't know English property law, how it works, So here I worked in the bank, I know exactly how it works. But there I don't. And see, in Ipswich, for instance, it's only, in recent terms, in my recent terms, not in yours, before you were born, all the houses there were mining leases or perpetual town lease. The land was leased, the government owned it, and you pay the government rent.
I see.
You owned the house. And the lease was for 99 years. So you own the house, and you can mortgage it. The bank will lend you money against it because otherwise nobody would be able to buy anything.
Yeah.
So even a lot of the rural properties, when you go out the rural property, it's not freehold land. It's all grazing. There used to be about 30 tenures: grazing homestead, farm lease. There was all these different types of leases, and each different type of leases carries a different special lease, a lot of special leases, and they carry terms. So that you get the land, you use the land for 90 years or 50 years or 10 years, and you have to clear the trees as a condition.
I see.
And when you clear the trees, the money from the trees, the timber, goes to the government.
Oh, is that right?
It's not your trees; it's their trees.
Okay.
Things like that. So people in the city in Brisbane don't really realise that there's different tenures and that. But in Australia, normally, except for Canberra, you own the land. In Canberra, you don't own the land.
Is that right?
Yeah, the land is all owned by the government, and you've got a lease, a 99-year lease.
Wow.
The houses actually they're beautiful little houses. When I went there, I was very impressed with the standard of building. It's very nice, but in fact, that's a pretty good place to live. Actually,
Canberra's a horrible place.
Wow.
It's so fucking cold in winter. It's near the ski slopes there.
Yeah, but it's...
If you don't have to wake up until 10 o'clock, what do you care?
Yeah, well, that's right, we don't wake up until 10 o'clock. And anyway, there's a lot of things going on in Canberra. It's the centre of Australia, I suppose. It's a bit isolated. Maybe
it's not far from Sydney.
No.
Are you? You're not too far from Sydney.
You can drive to Sydney, yeah. Oh, about 3 or 4 hours to Sydney.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it there.